The incredible network of nerves in your body can transform from being the greatest superhero, allowing you to leap tall buildings in a single bound, to becoming your worst villain, inflicting disabling and debilitating symptoms over time. This formidable adversary goes by the name of peripheral neuropathy, and its effects can shatter lives. Worse yet is that less than 1% of doctors in the United States know how to reverse this condition. Most doctors simply tell their patients that this condition is permanent and there's nothing that can be done. Then they send them home with a prescription for gabapentin or Lyrica and really a pitcher full of despair. But here's the reality. Peripheral neuropathy is reversible. There are countries in Europe and Asia that have been reversing peripheral neuropathy for close to 50 years, and we've adopted their research principles into our practice, allowing us to successfully work with over 15,000 peripheral neuropathy cases over the last 19 years. Here's what's important to know. There is a framework or a guideline that's imperative for you to follow to be successful on this nerve recovery journey. So in today's video, I'll review the 8 key steps you must take to achieve nerve recovery. You don't want to miss this. Coming up. Hey gang, Dr. Valerie Montero here. If you're finally ready to conquer your peripheral neuropathy and start living again, then subscribe to our channel and don't forget to click on the bell so you're notified as soon as we publish new content. Now let's dive in. The road to nerve recovery is definitely achievable, but it requires a multifactorial approach. This means that the nerve damage must be addressed from multiple angles in order to achieve success or nerve recovery. So let's go through the step-by-step process. Let's start with step number 1, a good nerve support supplement. Taking a good quality nerve support supplement, this is the basic foundation for your recovery. When nerves have sustained significant damage, they struggle to heal on their own, and this is why. The building blocks or the tools required for that nerve to heal are either deficient in the body, or the levels, if they're within normal range, simply aren't high enough to facilitate nerve repair and regeneration. The body requires higher than normal levels of the foundational building blocks to achieve nerve repair. And those building blocks include things like benfotiamine, pyridoxal 5-phosphate, methylcobalamin, folate, R-alpha-lipoic acid, L-citrulline, and acetyl-L-carnitine. Now, we've released 2 videos where we go into the mechanisms of each of these nutrients and how much of them that you will need to take. So I'm not going to cover that in this video, but I'll leave a link down below for you so that you can check on out those 2 videos called Vital Nutrients for Nerve Repair and The Right Dose. It's important to know that you will get the best results when you take all of those nutrients and not just 1 or 2. Now, don't get me wrong. There are people who only take benfotiamine or RALA or just methylcobalamin, and yeah, they might see improvement, but at some point they will run up against a brick wall where their improvement plateaus before they've reached full recovery. And that's why taking all of the critical nutrients simultaneously is important. Also, ingredients like acetyl-L-carnitine will also provide a great degree of nerve protection from ongoing assault. That could be assault from chemicals in your diet, or elevated glucose levels, or even potential nerve damage or side effects from medications that may cause nerve damage. Now, we also did a video on acetyl-L-carnitine, and it goes into great explanation. So I'll leave a link for you down below for that as well. One last thing that I want to mention. Not all nerve support supplements are created equally. I hate to say it, but there's so much crap on the market that simply doesn't work. In fact, I just reviewed one supplement that's being touted as a great neuropathy support formula. And when I looked at the ingredients, I knew it wasn't going to work. This company was using a bunch of plants and herbs like marshmallow root, passion flower, prickly pear, and others. Now, don't get me wrong. These are great medicinal plants for many other things, but I can guarantee you, after doing peripheral neuropathy research for over 25 years, these plants are not going to regenerate peripheral nerves. So I'm not saying that this particular product wasn't a good product, but what I am saying is that it's not a good product for the first line of defense of peripheral neuropathy. I released another video called The Ugly Truth About Nerve Support Formulas that you're really going to want to check on out. So I'll leave a link for you down below for that as well. This is going to help you decipher a good quality nerve support formula from a mediocre or just a plain bad nerve support formula. Okay, so let's move on to step number 2, photobiomodulation, or PBM. PBM is a form of infrared light therapy that uses photons of light to stimulate the mitochondria nerve cells. This increases cellular metabolism, which is the cell's ability to make new, stronger, and healthier cells. It can also decrease pain and accelerate the healing process of the nerve. If you've watched any of our other videos, you may already know that nerves are the slowest healing tissues in the body and can take up to 2 years to fully heal. When you use an appropriate PBM device, that can really speed up the healing process by 4-fold. Now, the question we're often asked is what types of peripheral neuropathy can benefit from PBM? And the answer to that is all cases of peripheral neuropathy can benefit tremendously from photobiomodulation. However, get a good medical quality PBM device that will work, because there's a lot of cheap junk on the market that you're going to have to really invest a bit of money to get a good quality unit. Now, not everyone can afford this technology, and that's okay. It doesn't mean you're tossed out of the game. It simply means that it's going to take a bit longer to heal, and please don't let that discourage you. I want you to remember the story of the tortoise and the hare. One other thing I want to emphasize: if this isn't in your budget, it's important for you to optimize all the other variables that I'll cover in this video today. If you do that, it will significantly help with your nerve repair and your regeneration. Okay, let's move on to step number 3, peripheral neuropathy exercises. We all know the benefits of exercise, and overall it's to improve cardiovascular conditioning and your strength. However, peripheral neuropathy exercises are a bit different. When a person has peripheral nerve damage, the normal communication from their brain to their limbs gets altered because of the damage. This is in part what results in the neuropathy symptoms. However, once the nerves heal or regenerate, there are certain functions that aren't automatically restored, especially balance. These exercises we've created, we call the nervous system reboot. They'll help improve blood circulation and strengthen nerve tissues by increasing oxygen flow. They'll also help to restore proprioception. Now, proprioception is your ability to sense when your body is in movement, or to know exactly where your limb position is, even if your eyes are closed. For instance, if I close my eyes, I still have the ability to touch my nose with my finger. So that's very important. Also, a person with healthy proprioception can close their eyes and place one foot in front of the other to walk. Now, if a person with moderate to severe peripheral neuropathy attempts to do this, they'll fall over. And this is because their proprioception has been knocked offline, so to speak, due to the nerve damage. So it's much like rebooting a computer. We have to reboot the nervous system to restore these pathways. This is vitally important because one of the common causes of death for seniors are due to hip fractures from falls. Now, these peripheral neuropathy exercises will help improve your strength, increase the blood flow and the nutrient delivery to your nerves, and they're going to restore your proprioception. So quite commonly, my patients will ask, "Doc, if I'm walking every day or playing pickleball or swimming, do I still need to do these exercises?" And the answer is yes. It's great if you can still do all of those other activities, and I recommend that you continue to do them, but you still have to add in the peripheral neuropathy exercises. The good news is that we've created a video for you as well, and the link for that is going to be down below in the description box. So you don't have to pay anything, or you don't have to go searching or hunting for these exercises. Okay, so now we're going to move on to step number 4, and that's diet. This is the dreaded topic that everyone wants to avoid, and I get it. Food is a feel-good, and when you're living in a state where your symptoms are wearing you down and destroying the quality of your life, you don't want to give up some of the guilty pleasures that you love. Guys, I understand this better than you think. My mom was the ultimate foodie, and she was a foodie with a sweet tooth. Not a good combination. She absolutely hated the fact that I forced her to clean up her diet and ditch the sugar. But I knew this was imperative for her complete recovery. So I either recommend that someone follow an anti-inflammatory diet, and there's a lot of info on YouTube about this. We also have a book on our website that lays on out what you can and can't eat and includes great recipes, or you can follow a healthy ketogenic diet. This is a ketogenic diet that includes lots of veggies. If you're pre-diabetic or diabetic, I always recommend the healthy ketogenic diet over the anti-inflammatory diet. With both of these diets, I also recommend intermittent fasting. Unfortunately, gang, there's no skating around this issue. A bad diet leads to enormous amounts of inflammation in the body, not to mention the addition of toxic chemicals found in processed foods. This will impair the immune system, which plays a vital role in healing and repairing all of the tissues in the body, and it will also contribute to further nerve damage. If you're not willing to make changes in your diet, then be prepared to only go so far in the healing process. Now, I'm not saying that you won't get better. I've had diabetics whose hemoglobin A1C is at 9 and their fasting glucose levels are between 130 to 150 at best, and that's fasting. And that's also while taking diabetic medication. And they still get improvement. However, do these people ever reach full recovery? Not completely. But the reality is, when they reach a 60 to 70% recovery without changing their diet, they're fine with that. But the other thing I want you to be aware of is that someone like this is going to be very likely to have their peripheral neuropathy return again. Now, I'm not saying you can never, ever have your favorite foods again. You just can't eat them every day. When I work with a patient's diet, even for my diabetics, I always allow them to have one cheat day per week. And yes, I do know if someone is doing intermittent fasting, this will throw them off of autophagy. But at this point, I don't care. A person who has a deeply rooted food addiction will never reach autophagy, nor have the ability to make healthy dietary changes unless they have something to look forward to. Sometimes it's more important to take baby steps on the road to reclaiming your health than to sign up for the 10K marathon when you can't even walk a mile. Remember, slow and steady wins the race, and we're perfectly fine with that. Now, step number 5, decrease your toxic load. We live in a day and age where we're consistently bombarded with a huge barrage of chemicals. They're in the air that we breathe, they're in the water that we drink, they're in the food that we eat. There are tons of chemicals in our food supply, whether you're eating processed foods or whether you're consuming conventional farming methods. We're also applying tons of chemicals directly onto our body in the form of deodorants, colognes, perfumes, lotions, shampoos, soaps, makeup, and so many other personal care products. Not to mention that we're using loads of chemicals in our household. We use scented laundry detergents, fabric softeners, and the dreaded dryer sheets. We use air fresheners and plug-ins to scent our homes, which are nothing more than chemical additives with fragrance. Our cleaning products are extremely toxic, and if all that wasn't bad enough, we're using sprays and insecticides in our home to kill insects and bugs. all of this toxic load piles up. And it's one of the reasons that so many diseases and illnesses are on the rise. Our detox organs like our liver simply can't keep up with the load. So these chemicals get stored in our tissues. This is most definitely a contributing factor to your peripheral nerve recovery. The more you lighten the toxic burden, the more you clear the way for your nerve recovery to have smooth sailing. There are very simple and inexpensive things you can substitute for cleaning and personal care products. I'm not going to go over that right now in this video, but I promise to do one in the future that will outline for you everything that you can do in your home, substitutes for your personal care products, and the likes. However, in the meantime, it's a very simple topic to Google. Look up natural alternatives to laundry detergent, household cleaners, shampoos, etc. Okay, let's move on to step number 6, sleep hygiene. I'm not talking about bathing before you go to sleep at night. Sleep hygiene means having a bedroom environment, daily routines, and healthy habits that promote consistent, uninterrupted sleep. Most Americans do not achieve a healthy quality of sleep, and their bodies don't get through all of the restorative cycles of sleep necessary for healing and cellular regeneration. Now, I do realize for some of you, you're unable to fall asleep or to stay asleep due to your neuropathy symptoms, and I'll help you with that in our next category. But even you can benefit from some of these practices I'm about to lay out. The first part of good sleep hygiene is to set a regular time when you'll go to sleep and stick with it, give or take 30 minutes. Next, stop staying up until midnight or later. Again, I'm not talking to those of you who can't sleep due to your symptoms. Healing hormones are produced in the greatest volume while you sleep between the hours of 10 p.m. and 2 a.m. Now, the later you stay awake, the more you're cutting into this healing hormone production. And these really are key for cell regeneration and healing, not to mention brain health. I can't emphasize how important that is with rising rates in Alzheimer's disease. So try to keep your bedroom as dark as possible. If you use a nightlight, make sure it's a red light so it doesn't disrupt your melatonin production. Also, never, ever, ever, did I say ever? Okay, never, ever, ever, get it? Fall asleep with your TV on. Hell, I don't even like you having a TV in your bedroom, period. The amount of EMFs coming off of your TV, even when it's turned off, is huge. Not to mention how the light from it will majorly disrupt your circadian rhythm. That also means turn off your computer, turn off your phone. Do not sit up in bed and use your computer or your tablet. If you like reading in bed, do not use a Kindle. Go back to the good old-fashioned way of reading a book. If you must keep a cell phone in your bedroom, make sure the screen light is turned way down and set your cell phone to airplane mode. Next, try to begin to settle down and relax both your body and your mind before actually climbing into bed. Give yourself about 30 minutes for winding down. Begin by dimming the lights in your home. Unplug from all of your electronics. Okay, guys, these are just a few pointers on sleep hygiene to help you cultivate better sleep habits that will assist you with your recovery. Now, let's take a look at step number 7, meditation and breathing exercises. In our high-stress, poor health world, these are so important for everyone, including neuropathy sufferers, but they're especially important for those of you who can't fall asleep or you get awakened from your symptoms in the middle of the night. There have been a tremendous amount of clinical studies done on the topic of the impact that meditation and breathing exercises has on the health and the healing of the body. What research has shown is that both of these processes deliver more oxygen to all of the cells of the body. They also reduce inflammation and cortisol levels. When you do meditation in any form, whether it's guided meditation or transcendental, it calms your mind, helping you to wind down and reduce anxiety. Both of these practices have also been shown to significantly calm the nervous system. This means it has the potential to calm the firing of the nerves that are causing the symptoms preventing you from falling asleep or from staying asleep. Now, you can go on YouTube and find so many different meditation and breathing exercise videos. And for the guided meditations, I really like the Honest Guys channels. I personally use their guided meditations and prescribe them for my patients. They have quite a few meditations, and they range from very short meditations of, 10 minutes long to longer meditations. So you can pick and choose how much time you want to spend on this. Also, Dr. C and I released a video called Midnight Mantras, and that couples breath work with healing affirmations. This is a great way to fall back asleep and reprogram your subconscious mind, preparing it for healing. I can't stress enough how important both of these practices are, especially for peripheral neuropathy sufferers with severe symptoms. Guys, I know just the suffering you're enduring will acutely raise your cortisol levels and ultimately your inflammation. Not to mention, you begin to focus on your pain and your symptoms, which actually fuels the fire and makes them worse. Doing this work is so important to help realign your focus into a healing path and not leave you stuck in misery. Alrighty, the last step we'll cover today is step number 8. Patience and perseverance. My dear friends, this is going to be a slow and long ride, but I promise it will be so worth it. A year or two from now, you're going to look back on the distant nightmare that was a small blip in your life. But in order for that to happen, it's going to require a great deal of patience and perseverance. This undoubtedly is one of the largest requests that I'm making of you because I know how long most of you have been suffering. Don't look back over how long it's been, but I want you to look ahead and start dreaming and manifesting what your life is going to look like once your nerves are healed. Take one day at a time. Be consistent and push through. You've got this. Well, gang, I'm going to leave you with this parting thought. The road to nerve recovery might not be easy, but it is within your reach. As you progress, celebrate every small victory and keep your eyes fixed on the horizon of healing. Be consistent, stay positive, and hold on to the vision of a healthier, happier future. One last thing before we go. If you found value in our video today, please like us and share this video with others so they know they're not alone on this journey to recovery. And don't forget to subscribe to become part of our tribe and click on the bell to get notified when we release new content. I have faith in each one of you, and I'm so grateful to be a part of this journey with you. So follow the guidance I've given you, and let's go forth with courage and optimism, knowing that brighter days lie ahead. From my heart to yours, may you find strength, healing, and the vibrant life you deserve. Until next time, my friends, here's to your incredible journey to great nerve health. Blessings. Healing hormones are produced in greatest... All right, let's try that again. Take 10. Reboot. The later you stay awake, the more you're cutting into these healing Damn it. Blah, blah, blah.